Happy Saturday, everyone. Let's go over the games happened on Friday, January 17th. Full night of action. The first game is the Magic. Lost to the Celtics, 94-121. Okay, the Magic, they've been losing. They got Bankero back. Is he a losing player? They're 4-6 in their last 10. They're still the sixth seed in the East. Obviously, they play some tough teams. Bankero 21 points. Counting numbers good, okay. Efficiency bad. Cole Anthony 23 points, 7 rebounds, two threes, and a steal with 31 minutes. He's a must roster as long as Jalen Suggs is out. Jalen Suggs is lower back strain, so I don't know. He does come back. How much that's going to impact him? Because the back issues, they're always because you use your back for everything. KCP played 25 minutes only, but you could always stream him for, threes and steals in category leagues. Anthony Black is another guy that we could stream, but I don't know if he offers that much value as a guard because he doesn't really get the assists. 3 assists here, actually more than Cole Anthony, but he's not known to get assists. But he get good minutes. You could stream him for some points and threes. For the Celtics, Porzingis plays just 23 minutes because he had some personal fouls. Yeah, as long as Porzingis is playing, Al Horford, we can't really stream him on a back-to-back because then he's gonna miss that game anyway. And with everybody healthy, we see here Peyton Pritchard only played 21 minutes. He didn't have the best game, but I think now he's not a must roster. He's just he's in that streamer category now. He's not a must roster. They're just better. You get way more value out of from your waiver wire. Let's say if you're looking for threes, he did not attempt a single three here. That's interesting. Drew Holiday and Derrick White. Also, this is a blowout, so some of the starters' minutes are a little bit low. They both played okay. Jason Tatum, 21 shots. Yeah, even with all the guys around him, Jason Tatum is still getting hits offensively, right? He's the number one guy. So 21 field goal attempts, 4 assists and 2 steals. And Jaylen Brown had an okay game with actually a pretty good game. 9 for 9 for Jaylen Brown from the free throw line, 6 assists, 3 steals, and 20 points. Yeah. So if the whole Celtics team, if they are healthy, right, we can expect Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown fairly getting consistent points. Right? But the other guys, in terms of usage, you just don't know. Porzingis actually don't have crazy usage, but he's just super efficient this game here. But I'm mainly talking about Derrick White, Drew Holiday, and Peyton Pritchard, right? If you're expecting usage like points or assists from these guys, it's going to be super inconsistent. The next one is the Timberwolves beat the Knicks, and the Knicks did not have Karl Anthony Towns. Hopefully he's back. I think he's listed questionable next game. Yeah. So with no Cat, the Knicks got destroyed at home. The New York Knicks, still third seed, 4-6 in the last 10 games, struggling a little bit lately. And you know what? The Milwaukee Bucks is already 4th. They're catching up. So this game, where's Dante DiVincenzo? He missed the game, so they started Mike Conley. Yeah, don't drop Dante DiVincenzo. He's a must roster right now, but again, I would try to sell high because you just don't know. If one day Mike Conley is playing a lot better, right? Who knows? Maybe they shift him back into the starting lineup even. So those are the concerns. And when he doesn't have a good game, maybe he doesn't get a lot of minutes anyway, right? If someone else is, Nickeil Alexander-Walker can also come in and play. Anthony Edwards, great game with 36 points and 8 threes. He really had it going. The Knicks, they have a lot of good 3-and-D guys, but I don't think they have the best defense collectively as a team this year. Honestly, Cat's defense is a little bit sus, especially on the perimeter. Especially if you compare him to Isaiah Hartenstein, right? I think there's a big gap there in terms of defense. Julius Randle, 8 points. Yeah, not the best game, while Jaden McDaniels continues to do what he does. Threes and defense. For the Knicks, Jalen Brunson, with no Cat, had 26 points, but not good efficiency-wise. Added 2 steals, 5 assists, and 3 3. That's pretty good. Mikal Bridges and OG Anunoby, again, they played 38 minutes. OG Anunoby, I would say, has been underperforming quite a bit, especially offensively. And You playing these guys all these minutes. He's just a 6th, 7th ranked player. 1.3 steals and 0.9 blocks is still good. But only 16 points, 2 threes. So really, he's not really contributing much in the other categories. Give you some defensive stats. Doesn't turn the ball over with decent efficiency. That's what he does. Josh Hart, no assists here. So he goes from 10 assists, this game 0 assists. Maybe just had some bad luck. Teammates are missing shots. And he was also a minus 24. Precious Achiuwa is the guy that we should be streaming instead of Jericho Sims when Cat is out. He put up a big game with 1 steal and 3 blocks and 9 rebounds, added 3 assists as well. The next one, the Denver Nuggets, they're rolling. They beat the Heat, no problem. The Denver Nuggets, they're climbing the ladder. They are the 4th seed right now in the West. It will be very interesting if the Denver Nuggets end up being the 2nd best team in the Western Conference. Who the voters gonna vote on? Yeah, we know that if they have the same record, right? Because Jokic right now is putting up better numbers than Shea. We're not talking about category league. We're not talking about fantasy. I'm talking about just regular NBA fans. Points about the same, but way more assists, way more rebound. Right? They don't care about defensive stats as much. And this game, yeah, Jokic only took 12 shots. This is honestly how Jokic that's how he wanted to play. He doesn't want to score 30 points every night, right? Because you got Jamal Murray dropping 30. Right? He wants to do the other things, setting teammates up. 10 assists, 12 rebounds, and a steal, 5 for 5 from the line. Amazing. Jamal Murray, he's been hot. 30 points, 8 assists, 3 steals and block. Sure, yeah. Just be healthy. This team, it's not about getting. It's important to get a higher seed, but regular season, it's for them, it's really going through the motions. The playoffs is what people. People have high expectations for this team, basically. Russell Westbrook, 7 assists, 11 points, nothing else. A weird game from Russell Westbrook. No rebounds, but again, great efficiency. It's like that Josh Hart thing, where you have bad efficiency, you go to a different team, you change your play style. All of a sudden, your efficiency is great. Only took 7 shots here. And making all his threes. If Russell Westbrook is making all these threes, and then he can play huge minutes. He does a lot of other things. So if Russell Westbrook can shoot, then he's probably super valuable, to a lot of teams. Michael Porter Jr. hit 4 threes. Yeah, this game also a blowout, so the minutes were low across the board. And for now, they have Aaron Gordon coming off the bench, which is fine. He could be a streamer already at this point. Christian Brown and Peyton Watson, they could be streamers too, or if you want to roster Christian Brown for some 3-and-D stats and efficiency, you could. For the Heat, okay, interesting. So they have Jimmy Butler back, and he had 18 points. It's just a weird vibe, He clearly wants out. He got suspended by the team. Now he's coming back and have to play 30 minutes. I wonder what's Jimmy Butler's line over and under in points and rebound and assists. Maybe just bet under before the lines get adjusted. He's just not that motivated. Haywood Highsmith, he starts get 30 minutes, and Nikola Jovic, even though he was a minus 18, he still got 31 minutes. So if you have him, let's just roster him. Maybe he still have some value, but I don't expect him to get consistent 30 minutes with Jimmy Butler playing. Now, if Jimmy gets traded, they don't get anybody back. Maybe he become a must roster. He's really good at getting assists. I realize 4 assists here, 2 threes. Tyler Hero with 22 points, 4 assists, 5. Okay game from him. Duncan Robinson, you could stream him for threes. You ever get minutes. And Ben Adebayo just no good. 11 rebounds is okay for assists, but come on, Ben. Get more defensive stats. But this is the worry. They have nothing to play for. Why would Ben play even try hard? Speaking of, they're still 500 team. But it's kind of guys going to work knowing your best player is going to be out. It's a weird situation. The next one is the Bucks beat the Raptors. Yep, 112, 130, 130. RJ Barrett, actually he's in foul trouble a lot. 10 assists is really impressive, to be honest. 21 points. and three is pretty impressive from him. Scotty Barnes struggled, but he also had 10 assists. So that's great. They're moving the ball, 2 steals and 2 blocks for him, but efficiency has been his issue this year. Grady Dick, I don't think we need to roster him. Um, just a 3-point streamer because he doesn't really offer you. I guess he does have good efficiency. But yeah, think about dropping him. And as long as Emmanuel quickly is out, Davion Mitchell is a guy that we could stream for some assists, some threes. And Pirtle had a steal and a block with 10 rebounds and 12 points. That's also fine from Pirtle because they got blown out. So some of the other guys got a few extra minutes. For the Milwaukee Bucks, despite the blowout, Giannis still played 35. Damian Lillard played 35. They both played, around their average game. Right? Giannis had 6 turnovers and goes 11 for 18. We got to pound free throws. I think everybody should know this. In category leagues, you got Giannis, you pound free throws. It's that easy. And he's your first pick, so it's easy to plan around that. Damian Lillard, 10 for 10. So, yeah, Damian Lillard, if you have Giannis in the first round, you do not draft Damian Lillard in the second or third. Because Damian Lillard's best category is his free throw. So, you're just wasting all that value. Damian Lillard, actually, this year, he's been good. He's the 8th ranked player after this game. 25 points, and he's shooting 92% from 3-point line. From the free throw line on 6.6 attempts. That's very good. The points is solid. The threes are good. Yeah, Damian Lillard mainly give you 3 categories. And 7-point assists, honestly, for him is really good. And then this year, he's getting a lot of defensive stat, 1.3. So, honestly, very happy with Damian Lillard this year. We always know he could be a top 10 player on a per game basis. Last year, he was, I guess, injured a lot and, learning how to fit with Giannis. But I'm sure if you put Damian Lillard in Portland now, he's still easily, right, first round player. Brook Lopez, 2 blocks, that's great, 5 assists and 1 3. The rest of the Bucks guys, really, we should not be giving up on Chris Middleton. He's coming off the bench, but he's still putting up good numbers. Everybody else is 3-and-D. A lot of these good teams, you got 2 or 3 superstars, everybody's 3-and-D, and you just stream them, right? A lot of young teams were actually, there are a lot of guys with a lot of high potential as we get to the end of the season. Speaking of young teams, we have the Utah Jazz and the New Orleans Pelicans. Some of those guys might, yeah. Speaking of young teams, how about Keontae George? Another great game. He only played 27 minutes. And Isaiah Collier. Okay, Isaiah Collier is a guy that we need to pay attention to. At least in the short term. There might be a situation where, Colin Sexton, he gets an injury, he's out for season. Then Isaiah Collier is going to get a lot of minutes. And he gets a lot of assists. 11 assists here, a steal and a block. Great. Keontae George played great. 4 threes, yeah. And he only played 27 minutes. So that's a little bit concerning. But, we hold him. Last game, he also played very well. And Bryce Sensabaugh, he played 24 minutes. He can score the basketball. So he's also somebody. We don't know when Jordan Clarkson is going to be back. And, they obviously still have Lauri Markkanen out. But yeah, in the short term, these 2 guys, Isaiah Collier and Bryce Sensabaugh, we could stream them, both of them. Drew Eubanks also started. We could stream him too. Cody Williams, they start him. Then he had 4 fouls in 18 minutes, and So I'm not touching him yet. Svi, if you want threes, sure, that's what he does. For the Pelicans, another young team. Well, DeJounte Murray, another game where he goes 2 for 9. How many games does he shoot from 50% from the field this year? I don't remember one. 6 assists and a steal. Even though they won the game, he played horrible. CJ played well, 26 points with 6 threes is huge. And Zion Williamson, the guy can put up numbers. He did all this in 22 minutes. 14 rebounds, 6 assists, 3 blocks. If you can get a good value back for Zion, so you got to pound free throw with Zion. So in category leagues, if you can find a team that's pounding free throw, if you can sell Zion for a top 40 player, I think that would be a huge win, especially if you're not pounding free throws. Zion just too many risks. If you can't get any good player back, then fine, you just have him, because he's gonna miss games, and the Pelicans, they're not competing because they're not winning. They're not gonna make the playoffs. Trey Murphy, same thing, try to sell him. Brandon Ingram, we don't know when he's going to be back, but he's going to be back. When that happens, he's not going to get huge minutes. And also, Herbert Jones is out. So, pretty straightforward. A lot of sell high guys here. The next one is the Charlotte Hornets beat the Bulls 125, 123. Okay. The Charlotte Hornets, after this win, they are the 13th seed. They're 6 games. But because in the Eastern Conference, those 9th or 10th seeded teams, 10th seeded team right now is the Bulls. They have 43% win rate. So if you go on, let's say the next 10 games, they go on 8-2, right? If they go 8-2, they might be right there, right? They might be right there. Because the 10 team actually is below 500. LaMelo, 7 for 19, he struggled a little bit offensively, but 9 assists to 0. I mean, counting numbers always look good for him. And who is Nick Smith Jr.? I think the news came out Brandon Miller is going to be out for a while, so sure, he's a guy that we could trim, see what happens. Mark Williams, my God. This guy is a beast. 19 rebounds, a steal, and 2 blocks. And he's scoring a lot of points. I think earlier this week, he dropped 31 points or something versus the bad team. Obviously, Bulls also, Vucevic don't really play defense, but this is still very impressive. If you pick Mark Williams off the waiver wire, he could be league winning. He provided a lot of things, a lot of categories, in big volume too. The field goal department, yes. Miles Bridges, 3 threes, 21 points. Solid enough. We look at the Bulls. Zach LaVine, who's been playing fairly well, had 19 points. That's good. 2 threes. Only 19 because Vucevic goes for 40. 40 points. He couldn't miss a shot. I wonder why he couldn't. He's a +5, while Patrick Williams was a -17. Yeah, offensively, it's the best game from Vucevic of the season, right? When's the last time he dropped 40? Amazing. But we already said, if you can get a top 15 player back for Vucevic, just hold. Just hold. You just hold him. Very simple. Vucevic, after this game, the 12th ranked player, yeah. Kobe White also shot the ball amazing. 18 points, 6 for 7 from the field, 8 assists. And Josh Giddey only plays 26 minutes. Lonzo Ball gets 25. Lonzo Ball is definitely a streamer, maybe not a must roster yet, but 100% if you need assists, you need threes, you need steals, he's the guy. Definitely stream. Not a must roster, right? Many things. Injuries, he's going to miss back-to-backs, the minutes, right? But if he ever gets 30 minutes consistently, he's a must roster. But I don't know if we're ever going to get to that this season, though. But definitely a streamer. The next game is the Oklahoma City Thunder. They lost to the Mavericks, which is Kyrie. Okay, I guess Shea was out. Why was Shea out? Sore right wrist. Maybe just a rest day for Shea. And so Jalen Williams, he struggled actually offensively. 7 for 22, not the best game from him, and 4 for 8 from the line. And Jalen Williams, they've been starting him because Isaiah Hartenstein is out. So he's a guy that actually shoots a lot of threes and provide good rebounds. So if you need those, definitely stream him. They started Cason Wallace and played him a huge game from him. 37 minutes, 2 threes, 6 rebounds, 5 assists, and 4 steals. He gets a lot of steals, and he hits a lot of threes. And if he gets minutes, he has really good value. Lou Dort, also 6 for 8, and they actually lost the game. They shot 43% from 3 and 70. So they really struggled with their 2-pointer because I guess Daniel Gafford was sitting in that paint, blocking a lot of shots. 1 steal and 2 blocks for him. As long as Derek Lively is out, he's a guy that we should stream. Kyrie Irving didn't even have the best game. 25 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, while Najee Marshall off the bench had a great one. So, for the Mavericks, Najee Marshall, Quentin Grimes, Jaden Harden barely played. And, Spencer Dinwiddie no longer because Kyrie's back. But Marshall and Quentin Grimes, really, there's a back-to-back. You could stream them, but as you can see here, the minutes are still inconsistent. Right? You just don't know who's getting what minutes. Klay Thompson starts, only gets 24 minutes. Had an okay game, 3 steals and block, 2 threes. But again, if you don't need threes, Klay, maybe you can hold for him. You can hold him in the regular season, but in the playoffs, You play against a team that have no threes, or you have no three, you have no shot of winning. You gotta drop him. That's really the only thing he provides. Okay, maybe some rebound, maybe some points. The next one is the Grizzlies. They destroyed the Spurs. 141. Did Victor play? Yeah, Victor play. They destroyed the Spurs. Zach Edey only played 7 minutes. Zach Edey is not fantasy relevant. He starts but plays 15 minutes, and he's not a guy that gets a lot of blocks, so we don't need to worry about him. And this game, perfect. Santi Aldama came on the bench. Santi Aldama needs to be rostered. He's just so good. 29 points. I don't know what's going on. Like, they're power forward and center, right? Same thing with Jaren Jackson Jr. He also had a decent game offensively, 19 points. This year, a lot of the offense are going through them. And they didn't even have Ja Morant. What? They scored 140 points. This Grizzlies team, they're just different. They're just different. You have a lot of guys people don't know. Like Santi Aldama, how many people know, right, in the NBA? How many people talk about him? Not much, right? Brandon Clark is a pretty solid player too. He plays 19 minutes, does his job well, 6'7". Scottie Pippen Jr., he does his job. And Luke Kennard, yeah, it's interesting. They just say, okay, we're not gonna play Scottie Pippen Jr. Let's just do a Luke Kennard, even more spacing. Luke Kennard is definitely a streamer meaning for threes if Ja Morant continues to be out. Jalen Wells, he always starts but doesn't really do anything. But okay, so for the Grizzlies team, Luke Kennard stream, right? Santi Aldama, I think if he's on the waiver wire, become a must roster. And this Jake guy, he's just a streamer, right? Maybe Scottie Pippen Jr. could also be a streamer, but this is worrying for his minutes. Even with no Ja, he plays just 60 minutes. For the Spurs, Stephon Castle, he continues to start with Jeremy Sohan out. So we stream him. His percentages might be rough, but he had a good one here. 7 for 11, 20 points in his 25 minutes. Harrison Barnes, he get consistent minutes. Okay. Yeah, the Spurs really didn't have the best game. CP3 had 6 assists and 2 threes, not much else. And Devin Vassell had 3 threes. But Victor Wembanyama, on a really, really bad night, still had 3 threes, 12 rebounds, 3 assists, is doing 6 blocks. That's an off night for him. 6 blocks is crazy. So, in 31 minutes. So now, still very happy with Victor. If I were the owner. With the overall production, but obviously there'll be weeks you don't need blocks. So you're like, yeah, Victor seems useless to me. But, blocks is his biggest category. If you can get 3 blocks, that's crazy value. That's like averaging 45 points. For Victor Wembanyama, it's like averaging 60 points in that category. So that's just insane. A tier above everybody else. For the last game of the night, the Lakers barely beat Brooklyn. That's not good. Ben Simmons, I think he has good value, especially in category leagues. 7 assists, 5 rebounds, 7 block. 27 minutes, he doesn't need to play 35, right? And, he's going to miss games. But I think in category leagues, he's worth rostering, especially if you're looking for that rebound and assist, right? And on top of it, you're pounding points and threes. Amazing. He doesn't get to the free throw line all that much, so we don't need to worry about that too much. Claxton played 30 minutes, had an okay game, 1 steal and 2 blocks. And Noah Clowney, he gets a lot of minutes, but doesn't really do much, right? Bad efficiency everywhere. Three threes is good. Zion Williams, if you need threes, you could stream him. Cameron Johnson, he plays 1 game and just out for 5. D'Lo, they have him off the bench. He's a must roster regardless. 19 points, 5 threes. D'Lo is playing so much better on the Nets. It's just crazy. He had 5 threes, 8 assists. Well, numbers wise, right? He just looks really good. We don't know if he's a winning player on this Nets team, but his numbers look a lot better versus on the Lakers. He can do whatever he wants, coming off the second unit. So that has something to do with it. For the Lakers, they barely beat them. I guess they didn't have AD. How about Austin Reaves? How about him? 38 points, 4 threes. Get to the line 8 times. He's a really good free throw shooter. So after the D'Lo trade, it helps Austin Reaves tremendously. Austin Reaves on the season, I look at him as a top 40 player. Even though his rank is 72nd. So don't try to sell him high unless you can get a top 40 player back. Max Christie, he's been getting a lot of minutes, but he doesn't do anything. And LeBron also had a big one: 29 points, 7 rebounds, 8 assists, 4 threes, and 2 blocks. He's still doing it at age 40. So, and what's amazing is that LeBron, how many games did he miss this year? You know, the concern is he gonna miss games? He's the 31st ranked player, and he played 36 games. Yeah, that's a lot of games. He played a lot of games. And also because the LA Fire, they missed a couple. So how many games did he really miss? That's it, guys. I'll see you tomorrow.